So starting the test drive in this Kicks here, definitely have to just give it a little bit to get it up to speed, but it can do it. But I mean, it's a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder with a CVT. It's no sports car. But in terms of the overall drivability of this, it's very easy to drive, just like the Versa. That's why a lot of people like these. They're not quick, but if you just drive it to the grocery store or things of that nature, you won't have any issues out of it. Easy to park. And then if you do need to take it on the interstate for whatever reason, you get 31 miles per gallon city, 36 highway. So it sips the fuel. And with it being the, like I said earlier, the SUV counterpart almost to the Versa, you get the fuel economy, ease of maintenance, just ease of sticker price, I guess, of the Versa. But then you also have this additional capability in terms of your cargo space and your passenger space. Now for me being 6'3", my headroom is still pretty good with a higher roof line. The seat is relatively wide, so I'm not hanging over at least my bottom isn't hanging over the seat on either side, which is good. And I like having the manual handbrake as well. This S trim really does feel like a base model, but it also feels more like a traditional vehicle as well, as opposed to the higher trim Kicks and some of the, you know, everything's coming with electronic parking brakes nowadays. Everything's just electronic this, electronic that. And it's nice to still have a manual handbrake because it's fun to have, I think. But it's still nice again to have some of the modern features as well, specifically the blind spot monitors. That's a big plus that a lot of manufacturers still try to make you pay extra money for, and it's nice to get this standard on the base model. Now overall visibility is pretty good. I liked how you can still see the hood, but it just kind of like comes up and then slopes down, so it just makes it easier to park. If you just look up a little bit, you can pretty much see the whole front of the vehicle. And it's simple. The car is simple. You have a flat bottom steering wheel here. You still have rear parking sensors. Hit this button over here. You can change the view of the gauge cluster there, depending on what you want to see. I always like this view because I can see the average fuel economy and then the instant fuel economy as well. And then I can still see how much fuel is left in the tank, my odometer, what gear I'm in, all the good stuff, I think. And though it's a smaller vehicle, it still doesn't feel as small as the Versa. Even that truck that just passed me a little bit ago, I didn't get blown over the road. I really didn't feel it at all. And in the smaller vehicles, a lot of the times that's not the case. But again, this still drives small in a good way. Very easy to control, very easy to maneuver. For the space, I think it's really good, even for taller people like myself. If you are just looking for a bargain car, you don't want to necessarily go up to an Altima. You like the Versa, but it's just a bit snug for you. This is just the perfect way to go. And then just everything is still far enough to not make you claustrophobic, but not too far so you're having to just like take your eyes off the road to get to the radio and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna put in a sport mode. Again, you just grab the shifter. There's a little button on the front there. You can just press that and then it'll put you into that sport mode. Now with this being a CVT, it's not gonna do too much, but it's a little fun. So we'll go ahead and put in the sport mode here and put our foot down. So not flooring it by any means, but definitely have to give it some to get up. And again, I wasn't flooring it, so it still had more to give, but just rather not. So standard cruise here, it doesn't tell you what speed you're going when the cruise is set, just with this being the S trim. But no big deal. I want to give one more thank you to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this car. They do have a pretty extensive lineup of kicks, S trim, SR, SV, if you're interested in any of those, as well as many other Nissans. Pretty good pricing. They tend to discount off the sticker, but if you're looking for the best price in your area, definitely make sure you check out my link below. We can set you up with a new car quote and just fill out a little bit of information. It'll take about 30 seconds. Just name, phone number, what vehicle you're interested in, and then we'll have local dealers in the area fight to get you that best price. But with all that being said, this is a decent vehicle, I think, for the money. Long term, if you find something that has a lifetime powertrain warranty, or you can get an extended warranty for a pretty good deal, you won't have to worry about if for whatever reason you think the CVT will go out, the engine will go out. With the CVTs, you always want to make sure that you abide by the manufacturer's, just what they tell you to do in terms of changing out the transmission fluids and, you know, just typical maintenance. Just follow that schedule. But I mean, getting 36 miles per gallon, that might be worth it, as opposed to having something that has a higher displacement engine. There's a blind spot monitor going off there, so you can see that in action. And I just think it's a good car for the money, I think. If you're in the market for something like this, there is a niche market, I think, because not everybody's going to want something this small with that small of an engine. But if you're all about just trying to keep your bills as low as possible, this is one of the better ways to go. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Nissan Kicks in the S trim level.